But anyway, if you haven't heard this podcast before, this is Gilmar and Andrew and our special guests, Nic and Steve's Servis. This is a No Prisoners podcast, and since you might not have heard, we are Bucks County's #1 investigative journalists. Critically acclaimed.
Love it.
Bucks happening, won't have it.
No. Wow, for real?
I haven't reached out, so I'm just making that up, but it'd be nice if we were recognized.
Come on,
I'm just saying Bucks happening.
I would totally nominate you. So.
I would too.
So anyway, Bucks happening. We're at 86 West, the best restaurant in all of Bucks County, possibly the world, with two of the most amazing chefs in Bucks County.
Yeah.
Possibly the world.
Possibly.
So Valentine's Day is coming up. Get your reservation in, 86 West. And at the end of the month, sponsored by Ryan Miller and Wolf Container Services, we've got business happy hour upstairs at 86 West in the literal room we're in. A lot of people don't know about this space. It's quite spectacular. Wouldn't you say, Gilmar?
It's a hidden gem, man.
Hidden gem.
You guys got to get in here.
I'd agree.
They got a bar. They got garage doors. You know, the weather's going to get nice out soon.
Yeah, it's going to be 60 degrees on Friday.
Yeah, man, look at that. They open up the doors. We're good to go.
God dang. But, yeah, back to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Somebody listened to our Christmas special, and we tried to, like, make New Year's predictions.
Okay.
And they said we jinxed the Eagles.
Oh, my God.
Nah, there's no fucking way.
And
I agree with you. Eagles will be, what did we say, 12-2? I think they'll lose to the Cowboys. I think they're going to beat the Niners. They'll be 11-2 or 12-2, whatever the record is. Because I think we played the Giants on Christmas.
And we're going to beat the Giants.
Oh, for sure.
I think we're going to beat the Giants like 27-13.
Yeah, that's a very fair score. And
I was like, nah, dude, we were just optimistic.
They just didn't want it.
Yeah, it's fine.
You know?
I wasn't having it.
Dude. At the time, though, they were rolling at the time, dude.
Yeah, at the time.
This was after the Bills game, I think, that we made these predictions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So they were rolling.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the height of the season for me was, I think, the Eagles-Cowboys game where we were literally chanting at those women in the bar. And they were, like, mad that we were talking shit to them. I'm like, dude, where do you think you are, dude?
You're literally in Philadelphia town.
You're in the metropolis of Doylestown.
What, they're winning Cowboys stuff?
Yeah.
Ah.
It was like 3 girls who don't even watch football.
The worst people in the world are
Yeah.
Cowboys fans.
They were the one guy that was with, you could tell they were like, they'd been dating like maybe a year.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, God damn. She's really drawing the heat.
I don't want it.
She's like, he's like, I just want to eat these wings.
Exactly.
She's yelling obscenities at the TV.
Oh, it was so funny.
Yeah. The one girl's daughter, the one mom, or like the one lady's daughter was like, be nice to my mom. She's like, you guys be nice. I was like,
Like,
no.
do you know where you are? Like, come on.
Yo, for real.
Wild. Well, before we dive into anything, maybe somewhat relatively serious.
Should we join in hands?
No.
No.
No, I want to honestly give both of you like your flowers while we're here. You know,
thanks.
It seems like from the outside, I don't know what your listening ship looks like or what your viewership looks like, but it does seem like anybody who does come on this show gets recognition, does better in business, they get more sales, an opportunity maybe comes their way, something interesting seems to happen for them. The networking group every month is consistently an impressive crowd.
Growing. Yeah.
You know, every single month it's always
appreciate
cool to see
that.
that. So good for you guys. I don't know if you've ever had this kind of talk of like, oh, what are we doing? Should we keep going with this? But whatever you have done, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you still are. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I got fucking full production in here.
Yeah, it's crazy how produced it is and like what we've been able to do with this, but also like how compact it is.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot, but we've kind of got it down to a science.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, back to it. Like I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
It definitely I never really realized what it would feel like to hear about people like gaining business from something we're doing.
Yeah, sure.
I can't say that it was like definitely like our goal was to just like, it was a general to help.
Yeah.
We really didn't know what was going to happen. But like hearing things like Krista from Free Spirit, like she was telling us like every time she came out at the end of the month, like she was consistently getting some sort of contact or new business or something like that from it. And when people say like, oh, like we got this specific benefit from it, I'm always like, okay, we'll keep going.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know every time we do one of these, I don't know if it turns into dinners or not, but people always reach out like, hey, I love listening to your episodes. I love when you're on here. You know what I mean? Like, also, when we first started, we did a whole podcast run. You're probably one of two that are still going.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. We're actually, I forget what the numbers actually are, but I think we're in like the top like 0.1% of podcasts or something like that. Maybe not. Maybe I feel like it is that dramatic because I think
a lot of people drop off.
I think that if you're in the top 1% of podcasts, if you have 20 podcasts,
Oh, really?
Really?
it's people are that inconsistent.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Really?
So when people start podcasts, we're always like,
Good luck.
we kind of have the right amount of skills between us to make this work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you do.
And they like who else does Opulus? They have this kind of like the skill set.
Shirt today.
Yeah, like I commend those dudes a lot. Like
love
they
that.
have the setup to kind of like make it work with two people.
Yep.
But the problem, the barrier to entry to podcasting is like to do all of this, you need to know how to do that, or you need to pay someone.
Yeah, exactly.
And unless you're like, we can get this done and make it look like $1 million for not $1 million because like we're doing it. Whereas, you know, celebrities and things like that, when they were like, when somebody's like, hey, I want to start a podcast, they call their agent. The agent calls their production company. Like they show up in an office building twice a week. Somebody has everything ready for them. They're probably paying $1,000 per podcast, which when they do the ad dollars, it, you know, that math works out. It's nothing.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no, but I appreciate you guys like
it's really cool.
recognize
Awesome,
that. It always,
It's awesome.
it always definitely.
And since day one, you've been the highest quality.
Yeah. You also have the most diverse guests.
Yeah.
Like you cover all aspects of the
people.
entire community that you're trying to kind of cover, which is amazing.
That is one thing for this year. I'm actively trying to like branch out. I'm not sure what that means, but there's definitely a lot more. Like, I want to bring in more people. Not like everybody that's been on has been a benefit to me, but I want to bring more like direct benefit people on in terms of knowledge. Like, get somebody on, like, there's like, I won't say what company yet, but there's a beverage company that's pretty significant that we're trying to get their CEO on. And he's also big in like the wrestling community. So like I think that would be a good podcast. But like that's someone that's like everybody can learn from someone like that. And like that's kind of like who I'm trying to learn from direct, like outside of the podcast right now. That I think that's what we're doing. But we're still getting we're definitely getting a lot more fighters on. I definitely have 2 UFC fighters like pretty close to me. That like. We're like are definitely a goal to get on. The busy guys, so it's kind of like got to be grateful for what you get.
Absolutely.
The local community will always be.
And there's a big pot to pick from.
The glue.
There's
constantly meeting people.
constantly.
Yeah,
it's cool.
But you guys have changed so much since we first even sat down. Like I don't even know how. It's been so long that we've been friends that like I don't. And it feels like we've maybe been friends 3 years, but kind of feels like 6 or it feels like longer than that because we spend so much time together.
Fast tracked it.
Like, did you guys like reach out to us, or did we reach out to you, or like how did we get introduced? Did somebody introduce us? Like, do we owe somebody like that?
I don't know. That was at least 3 years ago. I feel like you guys maybe reached out to us.
I feel like Gilmore would know over anybody, but I don't exactly remember.
No,
I mean, that was when you and John were doing it together still. Like, that was the old days. Like,
Do podcast, John.
Podcast John. Like, that was so long ago.
you guys brought the finger limes.
Exactly. I don't know. Fuck.
It could have been. We could have reached out to you. I don't entirely remember. Actually, thinking back
I don't think anybody introduced. I think it was.
We could have reached out to you because I remember it was still the After 5 was kind of happening, and I think we heard of maybe Danielle first, and we cooked for her. And I know Danielle still had her like Danielle at After 5 Media was her email address that I was contacting.
We still have that company again.
I think that kind of put us in contact together.
Oh damn, small world.
Did that first spot, exactly. Did that first one, and then we were just like came back a couple times pretty quickly after that.
What would you say like the most dramatic thing like that you have changed or implemented for like the success in your business, like compared to where you were then?
I'll say, I mean, he does it weekly follow-ups with our guests. So like when we first started and you booked a dinner, we would just show up on the day that you said.
Yeah.
We like even if, like right now it's January 24th. If you booked a dinner in June, okay, we won't talk to you until June, and we'll just show up at your house. You know what I mean?
Like a tattoo artist.
Pretty much. Like, we kind of had the whole thing of like, personal and customer accountability. So we say we'll be there. We hope you'll be there. And we had one of our guests tell us one time, like, hey, it would have been nice to hear from you first or ahead of time or just to make sure that, like, hey, it's confirmed, everything's good to go, all that kind of good stuff. So now every single Monday he follows up with everybody we have that week. Hey, here's the guest count. Here's the allergies. Here's the start time. Here's how many people, whatever it may be. Here's the total so you're not, blindsided after we get there.
Yeah.
Whatever
kind of
thing.
like just confirming all the information's correct. Here's what you said. Here's what I have in my notes. When I show up, I don't want to be blindsided by you have 2 people who are actually gluten-free when I talked to you on Monday and said that there was no allergy or whatever the case might have been.
Yeah.
And then we started taking deposits, which is a big thing. But even more so, too, we have split up roles a little bit more since that first time that we sat down together.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's now completely social media. I'm totally hands-off. I answer the DMs, but I don't make any posts. I don't do anything like that. I don't do any of the content type stuff. That's all him. And then I do all of the back-end PR, email type shit. But splitting the roles, how we've talked about before, is kind of a big drastic thing where at that time we were both just kind of trying to tackle everything.
Yeah.
Both just trying to do whatever.
Who was it that kind of like helped you organize or like split that up, or did you guys do that on your own?
Well, I mean, it was probably talking to you guys.
You've definitely said to us that like, and we've heard it before from other things and podcasts you listen to and stuff about like how we both enjoy doing the same thing. But if we're both doing the same thing, like we're not really moving forward as much.
Yeah.
So I know you definitely told that to us before as well. But finally just like getting into the whole, all right, we do need to split some of these responsibilities and we do need to split some of these things up. And
I think that and Paul from Philadelphia Table Company.
Yeah.
Dude, when me and Paul get together, like
he's the man.
We jam.
He was one of those guys who told us back at Koru, like, you need to figure out who wants to do the business and who wants to work on the business, who wants to work in the business.
Yeah.
You both can't do both of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why I like husband-wife teams.
Yeah, exactly.
In business, when you see like a contractor that's like really successful,
Oh, yeah, bro.
a lot of times there's like a very powerful wife somewhere in the picture.
We see it with our parents right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, your parents.
Yeah.
We've probably said this exact conversation on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect example of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. How quickly into like hearing about the follow-ups or stuff from that one customer did you guys like put the system together?
Like the next week.
Yeah, almost immediately.
Yeah.
I forget exactly when. Her name was Stacy Epstein. If she listens to this, but
You give Stacy a shotgun.
Shout out to
but she just mentioned like, hey, I'm a small business owner as well. At the time, she was probably one of the last ones we did of like 2022 or something. And she's like, hey, like again, I would have loved to hear from you the week of. I would have loved to pay a deposit. I would have loved to just known that like I had some skin in the game, if you will. And I was like, hey, like that's a really great piece of advice. I really appreciate that. And I probably started doing it the week after. And I know for 100% fact we've done it all of 2023.
Yeah.
We went the whole entire year last year doing it. Started implementing it. And again, it really like it took a lot of nerves away from us because like before we were doing that, when I show up at your house, I was like, fuck, I hope like they're ready.
Yeah.
I hope we're at the right house. And I hope like also nowadays when we get into doing more of like ice creams and frozen kind of things, like I also need freezer space when I get to your home. So starting to ask for a contact number and all these kind of follow-up information things puts me in contact with you the week before and then kind of has an open discussion the day of where I'm like, hey, can we just ask a small favor for tonight? Can you clear us out some freezer space to store our ice cream when we get there? So now I have dialogue with you before we come. So now we both probably feel a little more comfortable when I do come to the door and knock on your door randomly, that people are like, okay, I was expecting to hear from them. I talked to them earlier this morning. I heard from them earlier this week. I paid the deposit, when I booked the dinner. So I think it's just having more of the dialect between us and the guests before we get there to where it's like he said before, like it could be January, I'll talk to you in June. And like we would talk in June.
Which is funny, like thinking back on it, not the way to do it.
No, it took me a long time because I started business so young.
Yeah.
I was stupid.
Yeah.
Dealing with people was like not my strongest skill.
It's hard.
So I think it took me a pretty decent amount of time to realize that, like, if somebody is reaching out to you for information, like, at least in my job, you kind of failed at your job.
Yes.
Yes.
Big time, dude.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So
Yeah,
one
man.
of the things that I get commended on a lot now is, like, being very communicative and, like, organized on that level. And when people say that to me, I'm like, yeah, geez, you should have seen, like, 8 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's just trial by fire. And then software, like, implement, I mean, it does cost, like, if you looked at, like, I think the software we use a year is like $4,200.
Yeah.
Maybe $5,000 in total because we
yeah.
get extras.
Yeah, sure.
But, like, I can every day on, like, any job, anyone's uploading, like, daily logs or, like, all that communication is very centralized. And then it, like, emails the customers, like, automatically these updates. So, like, you're not asking me what happened today. It's getting documented because it already has to, and you're just getting that transparent documentation. So, like, we've had customers think things are funny when we've had, like, people in the past, like, comment about drama with, like I'm having a problem with this jack, like, and, like, I'm like, dude, I'll say to, like, different people, like, yo, you need to dial it down. Like, customers can see these fucking things. Stop talking about the plumber like that.
That's something this year I would like to focus more on. Is getting more just an understanding of some of the softwares we talked about before we started recording, of just like the CRM software, you know, stuff like that. Things to take us, you know, we're doing 5 follow-ups a week, just following up with guests. We talked about earlier to just get leads and stuff, and it could be really cool if we could free that time away from ourselves or something like that. We're both very wary. I know we talk about it in different kind of ways. Of using AI and using different kind of softwares. You know, we're very big on just like the human being based kind of employees and stuff like that, and doing things more manually. But if we can use a little bit of it to kind of streamline things to make them a little more easier and kind of just be able to take our time away from a screen and put it back into the kitchen, I think it'd probably be beneficial. You know?
Yeah, I think for 2 reasons. The bigger, like, overarching reason is to scale your income and your responsibilities or add people. You need to kind of create, like, those systems so that, like, you can teach someone else how to do it. And that's because I've kind of done it before. Now that I'm doing it again, it just kind of makes sense. Sometimes it's like, okay, we keep having the same problem. Like, let's just, like, write down the problem and, like, what the steps are to solving the problem. And then, like, even if it's just me right now, in a certain scenario, like, I'm still doing that in some cases. So in, like, a year from now when I need to explain it, it's just like, dude, just take this in, like, the explanations here. Like, still way I don't have to, like, take time away from actually moving the ball.
I think we keep saying, like, our biggest problem is there's only 2 of us. You know, like, twice in December, right?
Yeah, twice.
There's only 2 of them.
There's
only 2.
Wish I had 2 of me. I mean, I don't, but do, but
he does have another. Dude, he is.
have another one,
Dude, twin power. If your brother was here, you guys would, like, start glowing.
We would. We'd fucking lift the table up. But yeah, like, you know, so twice in December, we both split up and did separate events. Like, 2 nights, he went and did one, I went and did one. And we've realized if we can kind of, like we were just talking about, if we can kind of, like, streamline some of our email stuff and, you know, follow-up stuff and things like that, that would free up a shitload of time for us to just, like, put the focus in training another team. Or bringing in another chef under us, or whatever it may be.
The idea that I have is that you guys get, like, maybe get interns from, like, tech school or community college, or, I mean, Philly's not even that far away.
Exactly.
And then, like, your business then becomes kind of like a philanthropic capitalism.
Yes.
So
I
people
agree.
are like, oh, wow, like, this college kid, like, he's working underneath Steve. Steve's, and, like, you're the guy that's, like, taking your time out to teach this kid so you look better. Like,
that's
there's so
great,
much.
but that college kid can't suck.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, you interview him.
I'm just, you know, like,
and then you got to get good at interviewing.
we're always very wary of, like, yeah, cool. It'd be great to have a bunch of internships and be philanthropic and shit. But, like,
even to have, like, employees in general.
Yeah, when you're paying $1,000 a dinner for 5 people, like, that dude needs to be on point.
Yeah, but
I
that's
don't care
your
how,
responsibility.
No,
Exactly,
for
of course.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But if, like, certain things slip up because we're trying to be philanthropic and teach kids because I'm trying to do good, that doesn't do good for me. You know what I mean? Or it doesn't sit well with us if we're not able to deliver the quality of product we want because we're now taking on, I don't know, like, a a less polished person. You know,
You don't know that
I
will
don't know.
happen.
I have no idea.
Make
But
them do the prep work.
It's a big,
Yeah,
it's a big
that's
concern
how it
of
would
ours.
start. Yeah, it would start as helping us in the kitchen, helping polish plates, polish silverware, iron napkins, do dishes, just like
Especially
that.
if you can get like some fucking young shooter,
Yeah, that's how it would start.
rotate them.
Yeah, exactly. And then, once like you prove you can do that all the time, then you can start coming to dinners with us. And,
Yeah.
you'll work under me in the kitchen maybe, or help him serve or do whatever. And then,
And then their mom is going to be
yeah.
hiring you guys, and their mom's
Exactly.
friends, and
Yeah.
exactly. So, yeah, that's probably we want to kind of focus on that this year as well, is like trying to maybe bring on one person or something like that.
Yeah.
Just because, not that we're burnt out or anything like that, but it would definitely
It would help.
it would help for sure.
You know.
and you're
Yeah.
definitely going to have like ups and downs with that whole process.
Oh,
like
100%.
it's definitely going to be rocky.
I mean, even
but if you
when-
don't do it now, it's going to suck even more
Exactly.
later.
For sure, for sure.
Even when I helped open Ardena in Valley Square, like my biggest headache was managing the employees.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't how busy we were. It wasn't being executive chef at 26 trying to figure out the ropes. Like it was literally just dealing with the people in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Like that was the hardest part about the whole job.
Being like a therapist.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I mean?
But also trying to like maintain super high standards, trying to kind of instill a culture that I wanted people to kind of get behind and really put in high standards that some people just don't care for. Yeah, they just want to come in and do a job and not give a fuck. And when some chef is yelling at them because they don't want to do it how I want them to do it, like, how do you make somebody do that?
Yeah, they take it personally and
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. And like a bunch of grown
Yeah.
men, you know?
I think if you figured out a way to somehow like get those people recognized, whether they're interns,
Yeah.
students,
Yeah, for sure.
employees, or whatever.
Now-
they like the Navy SEALs have like they don't get paid shit.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
got tons of dudes lining up because it's like
Yeah.
a cool, high demanding
Yeah,
job. So if
sure.
you kind of make it demanding,
I
Yeah.
think
there are
in-
people that
I
want
think
that.
want that for sure.
in this business, we could do that.
Yeah, definitely.
In the restaurant, it was a little more challenging.
Yeah.
Things
Yeah.
like that was probably more challenging. I think doing what we do, we can give people a lot of like, you have an opportunity to you can build your own career doing this with us if you wanted to.
Yeah.
We would have no problem. You'd probably sign like some kind of paperwork. But like if you got to the point where you were good enough where you're doing events with us continuously, and then you could start selling your own events, you absolutely could. You would sell them under Servis Events' name, but you would make the money on it if you sold the event and got it and you booked it yourself and you did these kind of things. Like I would give you a bigger percentage. Like if I didn't have to do anything and I can collect a 20% off of a dinner, you could have the rest of it. So like there could be opportunities for people to kind of create their own, not business, but create
Lane.
their own kind of lane or create their own kind of clientele through what we're doing or using kind of our platform or our name. But, we kind of would say, like, once I would hear that, like, it's not Servis Events, it's now Gilmar Cooks, like, bro, you're fucking done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, once if I got heard back from, a guest or a client that, like, you're now promoting your name, not ours, like, you couldn't work for us anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but alternatively, like you, instead of scaling that all out, you could literally just create a program where you teach other people how to do it.
So we've thought about that
And then
almost.
just license it.
Almost like a franchise.
Because I don't
kind of
always
thing
agree
or
when people
something.
do that. There are a bunch of people right now that are doing that. I'm like, dude, you
What do
don't
you
know shit about what you're doing.
Yeah.
But like you guys are doing something very unique. And I think your information would be very valuable.
I agree.
That like if you did that in a year or two from now,
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of people that be like,
We've-
start your
well,
own.
I've already thought about that.
I think even with that, with everything we're talking about right now, I think it'll come in due time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get too ahead. It seems like everything that we've talked about over the last 3 years has happened.
Yeah.
It's taken 3 years to do it. We're still so new.
Yeah.
You know,
Stuff feels really new.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure it out. We're still trying to grow and build clientele and build our reputation and make sure that every single dinner we do is perfect. And even last night we did the dinner at the Lambertville house for 21 people, and we were upset because our apples oxidized a little bit for the salad, and we were like killing ourselves over it. But people told us at the end of the night that the salad was their favorite course. So like, it's weird things like that like we're trying to kind of still navigate through. Being so new at this still.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's your standard, and
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I'm sure, it will all happen. It has to.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know how else we could grow if it doesn't.
Yeah.
What what's like the biggest challenge that you guys are like currently facing, or like what are you working on in terms of like
Having a kid.
Yeah. Yeah. Congratulations, by the way.
Honestly, like kind of touching back to what we were just saying, like trying to see what the next thing is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're you know, and we probably all maybe go through it, but you know, we went through the whole like January lull after the holidays, everything kind of slows down, and I now know next year we will take vacation.
Yeah.
The first 2 weeks of January. And I will not beat myself up. I will not feel guilty about it. I will not be like, holy shit, we're not getting inquiries. What is going on here? Like we did this year, you know, the beginning of the year, feeling nervous and feeling stressed out. Because it all comes back and it all works. But it's the biggest challenge is like, how do we grow this?
Yeah.
How does this get bigger than it is now?
Without losing the quality of what we do.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
You know?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I don't know, just how do we get people under us? How do we start getting people to work with us? How do we start doing 6 or 7 events a week instead of 3? You know what I mean?
3 to
Things like
4,
that. We can do 3 to 4 ourselves. That's fine.
No
That's
problem.
a 7-day work week though. You know what I mean? February is going to be hectic, which is great. But just figuring out those things of how to kind of just what the next step looks like. You know, we always kind of come back to and we laugh about now like this whole thing just started because we wanted to cook during COVID.
Yeah. Exactly.
And now it's like, holy
I always
fuck,
forget that. That's
we
true.
have like a real business now that we have to start treating that way, and we have to
Yeah.
start, like we're doing real taxes.
It's not
and
just a
we're-
joke
and we're making
anymore.
real money, and
Yeah.
we have like real things going on, and we have real domain names, and we have like all these kind of things that come along with it.
Like this thing pays for our real bills and our real livelihood. And like if we don't do it, then I don't live.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
So it was something that when we started, like, it was just like, hey, how can we cook for people in their houses? And how
Yeah.
can we cook the food we want?
Yeah.
To now having to kind of like restructure to like, how do we grow an actual business? I've never done it before. It's something we have no experience in.
Well, I think it's been coming up a lot recently. Like we keep joking with everybody that during college we have degrees in like hotel and restaurant management.
Yeah.
I didn't care about college though. I just wanted to get a C.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to pass to go back to work.
C's get degrees, baby.
You know, like we worked full time all through college, and all I figured is all I'm gonna do for my entire life is work in a restaurant.
I'll be executive chef somewhere. I'll work for somebody else, and like that'll be it.
Yeah. So like I really wish I paid attention to the accounting and the business math and the business
Nutrition.
marketing and the nutrition when I was in school actually.
Yeah.
To like that would have helped so much now. But never saw this coming.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we always thought as chefs like it's almost job security, especially when you're cooking at the kind of the caliber that we are. A robot can't do that.
Yeah.
It's not McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like passion goes into this. And then COVID happened and we realized, a pandemic can ruin your job.
Yeah.
Not ever expecting a pandemic to ever happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really wish we kind of paid attention to that. So maybe even going back and doing some of those classes again will kind of be like the next step to getting to that next level of growth or whatever, what it may be.
I mean, like, along with all, but the biggest challenge is the same thing. Like, we're just resistant to it, and it's just having to learn a new skill. It comes with the hiring the people and then, like, the technology side of it.
Yeah.
Using the softwares, learning these kind of things, something that we're just, resistant to doing.
Yeah.
That's very foreign to me. And just kind of, like, you have to do it, but you're like, fuck, I really don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of where we are with a lot of those things,
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to think about, too, being in the kitchen space that we're in.
Yeah.
Like, there's already 3 other businesses in there. Like, I can only imagine what it would be like to bring in employees there as well.
Yeah.
Like, the kitchen's already so filled.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what it'd be like adding 2 more bodies in there because of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, it would almost have to be like we'd have to find our own place now or something like that, possibly, which I don't ever want to leave where we are.
Well, we tried, and it didn't go far.
Yeah. Yeah. So, a lot of moving parts, essentially.
Yeah, really,
That's really kind of what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But all good things.
Yeah.
Legit.
Good problems. Yeah.
I think your microphone's running away, dude.
Is it like
Do you think so?
Yeah, a little bit.
I feel like it was higher up when we started.
gotta put it under the table?
You gotta set up the high.
Dude, gangster.
Yeah, no. It definitely started to dip on us. I was like,
I kind of felt it too, but I just didn't want to.
start slouching too.
Yeah, it's
There you
kind of
go.
interesting. What's your takeaway on this being that like you're kind of like here, they're kind of here,
Yeah, we aren't.
and then like I'm kind of like
A little bit bad sauce.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm probably
You're
the
probably
same
farther than
distance
us.
from like different
exactly.
ways and sometimes
For
not.
sure.
No, yeah. When we were at Tyler's house, we were pretty sure we were all standing in circles, like me, Evan, Brian, and someone else. And we said, yo, small business circle. And then you stepped in and we're like, nah, you need to get the fuck out of here. You've been in business for too long. You need to get out of here. No, but well, I'm very new to business. You know, I'm 4 months in now.
Sure.
Yeah.
So these, I don't know where you guys were 4 months in, but it's kind of reassuring to hear that you also kind of had that January lull when you're thinking,
dude. Oh, yeah, bro.
man, what's happening? Why is no one inquiring?
Yeah.
Because that happened to me at the beginning of the year as well. And I was kind of panicking, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? But it's really just get off my ass and, you know, talk to people, push shit out, and also understand that people are on vacation.
We had a few people, one girl was local and some other guy was from Pittsburgh, like reach out to us, like, hey guys, you know, I see what you're doing. I love it. I got a lot of respect for it. Like, what are you doing to get inquiries right now? Because I'm putting things out and I'm getting crickets. And I'm like, I'm kind of panicking. Like, what do I do? Blah, blah, blah. And we always tell those people, like, the only thing you can do, and this goes back to a lot of what Andy Frisella talks about, but like, is always, no matter what, is stay on offense.
Yeah.
You know, like whether we were busy or not, or whether it was coming back, we're booking podcasts. We got new stickers. I gotta give you some stickers. New stickers, like new shirt designs, like doing the 5 follow-ups every week. 5 Instagram posts, whether they get 2 likes or not, fucking post 5 posts a week. It doesn't matter what happens, how many engagements you get on it. Just make sure you're doing consistent action. We always say, like, the universe rewards action. If you can just put some action in every day, like, how does that not work? Yeah. How does that not pay
Maybe
off?
that's why they call it the action.
Yeah. The action.
Dude. Yeah, get some of that action.
Exactly. But, you know, like, and we saw it, went through those 2 weeks. We kept, no matter what, let's keep doing this. Let's stay on the offense. Let's keep our foot on the gas. Let's keep doing this. And, like I just mentioned, like, I'm looking at February now. Like, I hope we can do all this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, it's that whole thing of just, like, when you feel down, you have to get up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you have
Exactly.
to keep it going. You have to push yourself. You have to make sure you're doing the things that you know you should be doing.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you can probably talk about it way better than all of us can. Like, doesn't every business go through the highs and lows?
Oh, dude, I've been knocked down.
Always,
I've been
like-
knocked down so many times.
Exactly. Like, it's just a part of it. Like, part of what kind of
And being
happens
like
through it.
knocked down like something like when they tell. I wish that the social media world didn't paint business as
fun.
such as like a vacation. Because like there's been times I've been knocked down that it's like falling down a mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
It's not
Yeah.
like you're tripping off a curb.
Yeah,
Like, you're
exactly.
like, holy shit.
I mean, like
And that happens, and then it goes away, and then things are good, and like
Yeah.
it took me a long time to kind of see that pattern.
Yeah.
I definitely would. I was definitely like I was a smasher.
Yeah.
And I was like,
sure.
dude, I'm fucking angry right
yeah.
now. Like, goddamn this business. And then you're just like, dude, this is just
It's just
Well,
another
this
high and
issue
low.
I mean,
or this thing.
Yep.
It's like we'll
We
just
had-
fix this and
Yeah.
it'll go away.
we had to like remind ourselves too, and same thing, you know, speaking to you, like, bro, we've gone through this 4 or 5 times already. Like, I've had multiple times in the last 3 years where, like, 3 weeks go by and you don't hear from anybody, and you're like, holy fuck, like, am I gonna be able to pay for things? Like,
We've definitely had times where, like, we're done. This
Yeah.
is it.
Yeah.
Like, I think we should chalk it up for a loss.
Yeah.
Like, we tried. We're done.
yeah,
And one of us is like, dude, come the fuck on, man. Like, no.
chill out, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and then it always works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It always keeps going, and you always make more money than you think you're going to, and you always do better than you think you're going
Yeah.
to. You know what
That's
I mean?
why like you guys as business partners has been pretty cool to watch because like you obviously communicate well.
Yeah.
Have
Kind of.
Sometimes,
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely needs to work
better.
on, but
Well, better than.
better than some.
we're two men.
Having business partners are really tough.
Yeah.
When one person like, there's always like that one person that's like, "No, keep going."
Yeah.
But like when you get someone that's just like you can't feed that.
Yeah.
That's when like the partnership falls
Yeah, for
apart.
sure.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, we're also like in some sense too, like we're stuck together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you guys are like the closest
Not
thing
stuck
to
together, but
Siamese
stuck.
twins.
Yeah, kind of.
but like,
Yeah,
you know,
probably.
like,
You guys should definitely start like saying you guys are conjoined work.
We were at one
conjoined
point.
We were at one point, yeah.
Yeah, but they broke free.
But I
Nick
mean, like,
fought his way off.
Somebody
Dude.
cut us out or something,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, like
that one
this
movie.
this whole business would stop before our relationship
Oh,
got
fuck yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we would
Yeah.
just be like, yo, if we can't communicate and figure this out, we're fucking done.
Yeah.
And like, we're gonna go back to working in restaurants or whatever it would look like. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But if it's getting between where like I can't stand to be around you anymore, like, yeah, we're done with this.
Yeah.
this whole thing ends.
Yeah,
You know,
for
no matter-
Yeah, I couldn't see you working in a restaurant again. I could definitely see
either.
him.
Why?
But definitely not you.
Why would I go back to a restaurant?
I don't know. You just have like a little, like you're a little bit more refined.
Okay, I'll take that.
Not an
what you mean.
insult. You're just like you're a caveman.
You're a caveman.
You're a goddamn caveman.
It's
dude.
so funny. I'm the caveman, but I'm like the face of the business.
Yeah, he
And
is.
I'm like the speaker, and we go to the
Uh-huh.
events.
You're
And
like,
I deal with all the guests. And
Book dinners.
Exactly.
It's like, well, he does all the talking and all the
Yeah.
serving and like all the schmoozing.
So
And people are
easy
always
a
like, "Oh."
caveman could do
Yeah,
it.
you're really good at that, though.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I like commercial.
It's so funny. People are always like, "Oh, like I can tell who's the more quiet twin." And I'm like,
like,
"No,
no, no.
like this is just how we do it." Like,
It's just the
no.
roles we
Just pull your
have.
knife out. But what you say?
Yeah,
What the fuck did you say,
exactly.
yeah, I can talk too.
Like,
We
but-
just like smile and your mouth shown shut.
Yeah, exactly.
like, it's funny. Once they say that,
Or
I'm like,
dude, what if you had like what's it called with the ball in the mouth? The gimp.
The
Gag
ball.
ball.
The
fucking
Yeah, you
gag
just turn it
thing.
around. Dude, you guys should do like dinners like that.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
obscure.
BDSM dinners.
Yeah, right.
Yo.
In fucking all leather.
I don't want
Just
to get into that.
No.
But think about how much you could like. Okay, let's run it.
Dude, it's going to get hot.
How much money?
Right?
How much money are we talking here? Like, say it was 50 G's a dinner, and you had to dress up like
yeah.
that.
Hell
Fuck
yeah.
You're in there, yeah.
For
25,
50
you're in
Gs,
there.
You know, I do a pretty.
I bet you if I said
good amount of
15
stuff.
grand dinner for two, come in dressed in this outfit, you'd be like, no problem.
Bro, there's nothing I wouldn't do for 15 grand for 2 people. Are you kidding?
If I, dude, you guys should just like have like a
my
like a
whole
once
month.
a month like assless chaps.
Dude. So it's funny you say that. Like I do follow some dudes, like, probably in San Francisco, and it's always in LA, who like cook in just an apron.
Yeah, dude.
I'm
Women,
like, who the fuck is hiring this guy to be a professional naked motherfucker in their house?
dude,
That's
some
crazy.
CEO
Like-
type lady who has no time for conversation
I
and just wants to
guess.
get her steak cooked,
Bro.
And look at a guy's
and then,
ass?
and then good customer service.
Yeah.
I think about how awkward it is being fully clothed going into somebody's house and
Yeah.
meeting strangers. I couldn't.
How could you
imagine-
not walk into a house with confidence if somebody was paying you 15 grand to walk
Well,
in
15
naked?
grand, sure,
It's like
but-
they're paying for it.
I bet you they're making the same thing we're making.
yeah. There's
What do
no
you
way
mean
to make.
income?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're probably charging the same amount.
Oh no, you got to get into that, and you got to get in that marketplace. There's people out there.
Dude, so it's funny you say that. We've actually had a conversation of like, so right now you all know our price. Like, what if we had another menu that was 12 courses, but it was 600 a person? Like, and you broke into like that stratosphere
Yeah.
of people. And like, yeah, maybe you're doing less dinners, but you're doing it for a higher
Yeah.
clientele, if you will. 'Cause, like, we all know they're around here.
Yeah.
Like
Like the people you don't know about.
Yeah.
Around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess my feedback on that
It was
is
a fun thought.
Yeah, it was a
it's
thought. Like, probably not
definitely
gonna do
like
it, but-
way easier to shoot a fish with a shotgun
well, sure.
than a sniper rifle.
Yeah, sure.
So like, I don't know.
I want to keep using the
I
shotgun for now.
I think if you were to do anything, and this isn't like, we're not coming at vitality here or anything, but I would definitely fill in a void somewhere above vitality. Not in terms of
We already-
quality,
we
but there
already-
is a market there that like
already
vitality's
tried
meals
that.
are good, but like I'm sure people would do
We
that.
tried it, and it was.
also
it
love
was-
Eric and Nico.
Yeah, I love you
Yeah.
guys.
Shout out to Vitality. Love you guys.
Yeah, come on.
It was. We
Yeah,
tried
I
it.
do.
We tried it before. It wasn't lucrative for the way we were doing it.
Yeah.
We also kind of understand. I ain't trying to fill any space either. Like, we're fucking plenty busy to where
Yeah.
like every day there's something, like there's shit happening every single day. There's no void we're trying to fill. But we tried doing the meal prep thing before when we were first starting.
Yeah.
It didn't look like the way they do it, where it's like you get 5 meals in a week. Our whole thing was like, we're gonna prepare you essentially mise en place for the week. We're gonna make you 2 trays of lasagna. We're gonna roll you out 10 burgers. We're gonna make you quinoa salads, like couscous salads, actual salad, vinaigrettes. We'll make all these kind of different things. And
I
like,
think we like cooked chicken thighs and marinated
yeah,
them and
yeah.
like vacuum sealed them and shit like that.
like, you're gonna have to pull it out and maybe throw it on your grill, but we have it already prepared for you. You're gonna have to pull out the frozen lasagna and put it in the oven, but we have it prepared for you already. And we kind of did that whole thing for a few different people, but it was a lot of work still. It was difficult to figure out how to go about pricing for it.
Yeah.
Especially with like, hey, no matter what, like we always say, like no matter what we're doing, whether it's meal prepping, whether it's the events we're actually doing, whether it's 2 people or it's 200 people, we're using the same farms, we're using the same quality,
Yeah.
we're using the same everything.
Like that will never change no matter what.
So that was kind of challenging to figure out. Like, you're gonna I'm going to give you the receipt for the groceries, and you're going to pay X amount on top of that for our time and our efforts to make everything. So it was something that was like, it was hard for us to figure out how to make money on it. At least in a sense where it made sense for us to keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Doing the in-home dinners is the best way to go.
Yeah.
You know?
And also, like,
assless aprons.
Assless aprons. Also, like,
You heard it here first. If you want to book them, you can go through the No Prisoners podcast.
I would totally
we'll
do that.
Pimp them out.
I would have no problem with that.
We'll represent them.
We are very tattooed under our clothes.
We did a
Take it off.
Any dragons?
no dragons. We did a like 70th birthday party once. I remember the woman
I
asking.
just saw the picture of this the other day.
I remember the woman asking, like, you ever like gone to somebody's house and they were just like completely naked? I'm like, no, but like it's your home, so I'm not gonna like make you put clothes on, kind of thing. And she was like, oh, I would do that. I was like, what?
All right, lady.
Like,
Yeah, too much wine.
Yeah, okay, yeah, exactly.
But it's funny. It's
that's
funny.
when an entrepreneur goes, how much would you pay?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, it's funny. Like,
What's that worth to you?
I could never charge you more for you being naked in your own house.
Yes, you could.
Yeah, you could.
I guess. So we kind of joked, like, if that were the case, we'd walk in. Oh, shit. Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. We'd go out to the car to get all of our stuff. I'm like, yo, those motherfuckers are naked. Like, you see that? And they're like, all right, just don't look down.
Yeah.
Like, hey, do the dinner and just don't look down. But it's funny.
Nick burns the steak. He's
Keep
like,
your head straight.
he's like, put your tongue back in your mouth.
It's funny, though. Like, the people who would do that would be the 70-year-olds.
It's not the ones you want.
It's not the models or like the super fine 32-year-old couples that we cook for sometimes. It would be the 75-year-olds.
You gotta put that in your questionnaire. Will you be naked?
Yeah,
Yes. No.
exactly.
An asterisk.
How old are you?
Yeah. How old are you? That's number one. Yeah.
Definitely break into the swingers community.
I don't want to. I don't want to do that either.
I don't want to.
I mean, I'll cook for them and shit, but you know,
I'm very grateful that we haven't been like put in a situation like that yet.
Yeah.
Like nobody tried to like bend you over their knee and paddle you.
no,
Nothing.
or just ask, hey,
There's
so
been-
what are you guys doing after this?
There's been nothing weird, nothing,
know?
nothing awkward, no any kind of like.
That's a disappointment.
I
know.
honestly, it kind of is.
I don't know.
That's a clip. His voice, just the genuineness in Steve's voice was so like
I don't think
you could
so.
just feel the pain in his like. I'm like you were like. Like that was like
Well, it's funny. We talked about it. Like,
you were like could have been convinced. Like he could definitely have convinced you.
it's like you know, like we said it before. Like, what do you do in that situation?
Yeah.
Full throttle, dude. Just down.
I would have to. I feel like we always say, like I would have to like call my girl. I'm like, babe, listen, like it's a business proposition. They're gonna pay X amount of dollars extra. Like I just have to fuck this couple.
15 G's.
Like,
If they were like some 70-year-old like older people, what do you think that what would the vote go? She'd be like, how much?
dude.
And you'd
I
be like,
don't know.
You'd be like 20 grand. She'd be like,
She'd probably be okay.
20 grand. Shit, you better fucking say yes.
Yeah.
20 grand. I'm not asking. I'm just coming home with it.
20 grand, I'm not asking.
20 grand. I come home with 10 grand.
All right, what about one? If they said 1K, would you ask?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Like something where it's like, hey, like
that's just like basic hooker prices, though. You
Yeah, I
can't
mean,
like,
I need something more than
something
that.
a little more than that.
Yeah.
Like,
this is Servis Events.
We got to be each be making a certain amount each. Which again, I don't even want to fucking entertain the idea. Let's not keep talking about it.
Whoever's listening to this, don't
We're
do that.
putting it out into the universe that if you've got 20 grand and you want a wild night
With some tattooed guys.
and some PBRs.
Yeah, we might be your guys.
But no,
If somebody's interested, we're looking for 20 grand.
that's starting price.
Starting price.
But
yeah.
no. So like, it's been cool. There's never anything like that.
No.
Everyone's always super cool.
It was funny though. That same 70-year-old, I think we got a picture with her with our shirts up.
Yeah.
Because she wanted to see
close.
it. Yeah,
close.
like,
I've
She
seen
wanted
that
to see it.
picture.
yeah. I just saw it the other day for some reason. I was like, oh shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
They were cool people.
They were cool people.
They were really cool people.
So she gets a discount, like 17 grand.
Yeah, maybe for her. Yeah.
What,
Honestly, it is so cool, man. Everybody we fucking cook for is so cool.
Yeah.
Do you have
We've
anybody-
never had a bad time.
do you have like a most memorable person? Like somebody that stands out?
In what sense though? Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's so many different categories we can fall into.
we
Maybe
have people that we cook for like 7-8 times a year.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're very memorable.
Yeah, like we just had dinner with 4 of our guests that we cooked for that we just become friends with, who bought us like embroidered aprons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
really
pretty
cool.
cool.
That's sick.
You know, like they cooked dinner for us. We went to their house. They cooked dinner for us.
How do you balance that relationship when you cook that much for someone? You end up becoming like really good friends, because that's kind of what happened with us.
So it is tough, and like
It is.
we have a like construction group that we just did for the 3rd year in a row.
Yeah.
In January.
CLC,
Yeah.
you know them?
CLC,
Yeah.
roofing.
No, they're like home builders.
Yeah.
CLC contracting.
It sounds familiar.
I think-
It sounds like a big company.
I think they're more in the Lehigh Valley and stuff like that.
Like Bristol and stuff like that. Yeah.
But regardless, we did 3 years with them, and last year we talked about like coming to their house in New York, and
Going hunting and
Yeah.
just hanging out and shit.
And so when we were leaving, like, hey, like we'd love to just hang out. We'd love to kind of just kick it and blah blah blah. And I kind of like was like, yeah, we do like that, but like once I become friends with you, you stop paying for my dinners. So like it is a kind of a tough place to navigate.
Yeah.
At least for the people we were with the other night, they'll introduce us to like they'll be guests, but they'll show us to new people.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like I couldn't see us cooking for these 4 people alone again, probably. But
I could. I definitely
we'll
could.
see.
They
But
they love what we do. They love supporting us.
Fight.
But it would, but it would be like like they have some people in from town,
Yeah.
and they call us to come to dinner for them,
Yeah.
like things like that. We do see that once we become like close friends, it does become just like a friend thing, and then it's tough for us even. I'm like, yo, I'll just come cook for you and we'll just hang out. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather not work and we'll just hang out on a Sunday or something.
I'll just eat also.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll just hang out and have some beers and have a good time.
But like in another sense of like what is it? What's her name? Lonnie's party, the all white party. That was a very memorable one.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
All outside, all under pavilions. Got to cook outside. Our whole family was there. Our grandma was there. Sarah, mom, and dad were both there. That was super cool. Like little things like that where people want to do something unique or something specific. Those are probably more memorable. Like Rodale events are always pretty interesting and pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anytime like we're just in a really cool like environment where you look around like, holy fuck, I can't believe we're cooking here.
Yeah.
Like, this is really sweet.
Yeah. We cooked in a house that was, I think, in like the Bucks County Living magazine. It was like highlighted
Yeah.
in there, and it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
some crazy architectural house. And
Yeah.
I remember seeing it on social media and like going through it. I was like, wait, like
Cooked there.
we cooked in there.
Yeah.
It was
And,
like
and,
one-
and
it
I
was-
remember being in that house specifically, and both him and I like looking around and like, how the fuck did we get here?
yeah, this is crazy.
Like, how are we in
Yeah.
this house right now? This is insane.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
things like that are always super exciting and honestly weird. Going to places that we drive by a lot.
Yes.
And it's like, man, I want to cook in there. And then
Yes.
you just put it in the GPS and you pull in that driveway. And it's like, holy
Yo,
fuck,
a
dude.
great example of that. We just got a call literally today from the guy who's renting the penthouse in the new building that John was working on. But it was like something like, I want to see what those penthouses look like. Well, I'll be there February 14th. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like places like that. It's things like that where it's like, I want to see inside that house.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we get called to go to that house.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like that's pretty cool.
That's always super crazy.
And they're pretty memorable and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wonder what that wine bar is going to be like downstairs in that
Same.
building. 50 North Main.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. I have no idea what's going in there. A wine bar in there?
It's like a
Bottom
winery,
floor.
like a bottle.
I know it's going to be like shops in the bottom and stuff, but
It's going to be like a restaurant, like wine
Oh,
bar
really?
type thing. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
Just
see.
one? It's not going to be like multiple businesses?
I don't think you could fit more than one
no,
business.
there's
in
no
it.
way.
I don't know.
No way.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was going to be like
Get your head out of your ass, Steve.
I didn't know.
No fucking way.
I didn't know if it would be like the fucking marketplace where they'd have like
Ferry?
little- yeah,
The
or
ferry
like the one right here in Doylestown, like just like
That
the
one's
little
sweet.
spots.
Oh, yeah.
That's a really
Ferry's
cool
cool.
idea.
yeah.
Ferry's a
What they-
cool one.
What they did. Is that Ferry 2 here?
No.
What is the one
That's
here
just
called?
Doylestown.
the marketplace.
Is that just the marketplace?
Yeah.
The one we have in Doylestown's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love going there.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm never in there for like the idea of a bread bowl. Like,
Yeah.
sounds cool to me.
Yeah, sure.
I don't ever go in there and get a bread bowl, but you know,
it sounds cool.
Sure.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
the one
the
where
people at the bar in their
Hopscotch,
hopscotch,
yeah.
they're always really good to me.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, we know like almost all the bartenders there.
Yeah, it's
love
really
all
nice.
of them. Also, obviously, love Rob at Spontino's.
Yeah, boy.
That's our man's.
Yeah.
You know, so there's nothing better than a good cocktail and a good pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
I was throwing back the espresso martinis the other night,
dude.
and
Dangerous.
these two ladies were like, they had like a camera, and they were like taking pictures of like, obviously just like Rambo, but like
Yeah.
I'm in the, like, they're like flash photography in the middle of this bar,
Jesus.
and I'm like, Ariel turns around, she's like, ladies, can you just like cut
us
it
some
out?
buff
Which
line.
caused like lady on lady crime.
Really?
They're like now they're just like, oh my god. And the bartender was like, listen, ladies, you're either gonna shape up or get the hell out. And they're like, I'll leave.
Nice.
It just escalated so quick. It was just like boom, boom, boom in like 30 seconds.
How funny is it in those situations?
And I'm just like, nah, dude.
People are do something like that. Like you're doing something out of pocket, and then because somebody says something to you, and the bartender's like, "Hey, can you just calm down?" That you now want to be like, "Oh,
You get all bent out of shape.
okay, we'll just fucking leave then." Like,
All right.
yo, you're the one acting out right now. You know what I mean? Like, what are you upset about now? Like, you were not acting properly, and somebody said something about it, and now you want to act like you're pissed off.
Dude, 'cause they're embarrassed, so they try to flip it on you.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
so their ego hurts them.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's when you double down and you insult them.
Exactly.
You fucking throw a rock as they're leaving.
You put them in a headlock.
Put him in that headlock. Give him a nuggie. Fuck out of here.
Just like shoot a 65-year-old lady into a fucking gate.
Yeah, exactly. Put her in a
saying.
guillotine.
Just
Exactly.
drop down.
Exactly.
Crank the neck, dude. Sprawl on her.
Man. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, thinking back on it, it is pretty crazy. We have had certain times where, like, randomly we'll be prepping. I'm like, yo, dude, do you remember, you know, that one event? Or do you remember that other one? It's like, oh, fuck, dude, I totally forgot about that.
What we always try and do, and great for you to kind of just a piece of advice or something just to put in your pocket. Like, we try to always have, like, we do it in our own personal lives for everything too, but just mental check-ins. Like, bro, there'll be times I'm just taking a piss in someone's house after we serve the entree, and I'm like, I'm in some fucking stranger's house.
Yeah.
This is the craziest thing ever. Like,
Yeah.
how grateful am I that
Yeah.
I can be in literally some stranger's house I've never met before. I just served them dinner. I'm making money. I'm serving what I want to serve.
They're all happy. We're all happy.
We'll have times we come back to the fire hall, and it's like, I literally drove past this fire hall 3 times a day when I was in high school. I can't believe I have a key to come here. You know what I mean? Like little things like that. That just like put
I
extreme
can see
gratitude.
fire engines whenever
Exactly.
I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I can.
It's true though. Like
Exactly.
as a kid, every kid wants to go into the fire hall bays.
Yeah, I
Like,
know
shit.
all about it now.
Yeah, I could just
You
call
know?
those guys like, hey, yo, I want to come see the new truck.
Yeah. So it's
know?
things like that that are always really cool and
Yeah.
like, you know, it's
Well,
tough.
that just happened on Saturday.
Yeah, exactly.
We cooked for this party of 10.
Yeah.
We're off East Street.
Yeah, Doylestown.
Brand new house they built, I think 3 years ago. Fucking gorgeous. And I think we were clearing dessert, and they were opening presents for the dad's birthday. So we gave them a few minutes. We just stood in the kitchen and, you know, just waited for them to open presents. And we literally both, like, kind of stood there. And he goes, dude,
Night out, we stood in the kitchen watching football
Yeah.
on their TV.
on a huge,
You know what I'm
incredible
saying? Yeah.
TV, you know, thinking, and he said, like, how crazy is that we're in somebody's house, and they're doing that, and we're doing this, and we're all so comfortable together.
Yeah.
You know, like,
That's another thing I think we maybe bring the other chefs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never had the experience before, so I don't know.
Yeah.
The other chefs maybe don't bring is where like we come in and like even the guests on Saturday, it's a good example too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you exceeded expectations. And we're kind of like, all right, you know, I appreciate hearing that, but like, what did you expect?
I like had to ask him, like, what were you expecting tonight then?
No.
We exceeded it, and what were you
That's a
expecting?
really good question.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
And
they're
I was
like,
like, hey, I don't know if this is out of pocket, like,
And
but
we-
like, what did you expect then?
We've heard the same thing a couple
Yeah, so
times.
be like, so I can lower my standards.
But they're always like, we always assume it's gonna be like, in their words on Saturday were like, it was gonna be stuffy, or it's like the one son was like, I thought it was gonna be cold
Or stiff.
like, or stiff. Like, you know, you're gonna come, you're gonna serve, and you'd be in the kitchen, we'd be here. Like, we're very into like, we're big storytellers, as you know. So we tell a lot of stories. We tell a lot about the food. I can, like, when I'm serving, I'll listen to what the guests are talking about, and I'll chime in on what they're saying. So then, like, maybe I'll tell a story about something relevant to what they're talking about. And it's a way that, like, we can break down walls very quickly and become very comfortable, where when they want to stop to open gifts, nobody's like, are those fucking dudes just sitting in the kitchen?
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, no, our family's here. They're kicking it. Like, no, they're fine. They're comfortable. They're doing their own thing. You know, we make ourselves very comfortable in people's houses very quickly.
I also don't know if it's, I don't know how to say it, but like looking how we look, if we have to do that.
Yeah.
You know, like we walk in and most people, it's so weird. Most people like don't know what we look like.
Yeah.
Like they don't check out social media. They just hear from a friend. They get our number. They give us a call. They do whatever. They book it and that's it. And then we show up and like oh shit. Okay.
Well, like, we're
God dang.
God damn.
yeah. Well, like,
So-
we're extra accommodating.
Yeah.
And we're extra friendly towards kids.
Oh, that's
So,
it,
like,
yeah.
when kids are there, we'll try to, like, hey, come hang out with us in the kitchen and give your parents time. Like, come see what we're doing. Let us serve you. We'll make special things for kids and things like that. Or, like, if we know they have kids, we'll bring just maybe 2 extra cookies for dessert.
Yeah.
So the kids can have cookies and ice cream and shit like that. And we've had the guests, actually, that we had dinner with on Sunday. say to us before, like, oh yeah, you know, they're so great with the kids and blah blah blah, and we always kind of joke about that, of like, well, looking the way we do, like, we do have to do a little bit over the top.
Yeah.
Right? I can't just come and just be like, yo, fuck off with your kids.
Yeah.
I don't serve kids. I don't fucking do this. Like, we become friends. We let people's dogs out. We let them in and out if they're scratching at the door.
Yeah.
Like, we try to do things where it's like,
we make their night as easy for them as possible.
Yeah.
You know, without like, hey, your dog's scratching at the door.
Yeah.
Like, we'll just be like, hey, can I just let them out?
Yeah.
Like, is there a fence?
Yeah.
Okay, no, we got it.
Cool, yeah,
Yo,
no, we're
enjoy the
good.
night.
Yeah, exactly,
Keep doing your
exactly.
thing. We'll let them out and we'll let them in. No
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, it's those little things, man.
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
It
I
really
remember
is.
seeing Andrew did that one time for a customer where their trash cans were at the end of the driveway,
Yeah.
but he rolled them back to the
Exactly.
garage.
Exactly.
I
Dude, it's
always
just those
bring
little
them
things.
to-
That's a perfect
Always.
example.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, exactly.
Yeah, it's those little things that
Yep.
just
Yep.
make it feel comfortable.
Yep.
that, you know.
One, like I just can't walk past the 2 trash cans.
Dude. And not
Like
bring them
I'm
up.
gonna park next to these 2 trash cans and completely act like they don't exist.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Or like that like you didn't see them.
But, you know, 95% of people would.
Yeah.
It's like you're paying me all this money to not give a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Dude.
I'm gonna bring these trash cans in.
Exactly.
And
Every
also,
time.
also, just like I think all 4 of us sitting here, like, we try to go with premium products. So, like, we want to be a premium service. So I'm going to do those little things like that. You know, you're a premium builder. I'm going to fucking bring your trash cans down when I come to your house. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do certain things like this to show you that, like, I'm not here just to cook you dinner.
Yeah.
I'm not here just to build a house for you. Like, we're here to build relationships.
Yeah.
We always say a lot, like, and I know it's cliche, and a lot of people probably say it, like, we're in the relationship business.
Yeah.
You know, we are here to build a relationship with you. Yeah, coming with that, get to a cool dinner. But, like, when I leave here, I want to know your dog. I want to know your kids. I want to know what you do for a living. I want to know where you went to college. I want to know all these different kind of things, and we want you to know the same thing about us. So, I think, again, because of the way we look, we try to make that more of a, like, a friendly sort of break the walls quickly if we can kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, it's cool. It's very important. Something
Yeah.
I need to remember to keep doing because
Yeah.
it's easy to.
Because you're beautiful, dude.
Yeah,
you
you
come
are.
in
You
with
are.
your hair.
I was
It's
gonna say to you,
intimidating
like,
as
first
shit,
thing
dude.
today. Like,
Like, look at this
so
drip.
nice,
Like,
dude.
look at this outfit. And you come in, people are just like, "Oh God,
What the
that's,
fuck?
that's
so nice.
That's
That's
Gilmar,
crazy.
dude.
Yeah.
That's old Ferrari legs."
So Ferrari legs. Yeah, Anna tells me that. She says I used to never like my legs. I thought they were too skinny.
Yeah.
She said no, I like them. You're built like a Ferrari. And I
Uh,
was like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, I'll take it.
All motor.
And that's why I love her.
Let's go.
Makes me feel good about myself.
Yeah, dude. Look at his power plant.
That's fucking awesome. I love that.
Dude, what were you
Love
saying
that.
before I rudely destroyed your port?
No, what the fuck? No, it's just to remember that relationship aspect of it because that's my main thing is when I meet people or when I want to work with someone, I want to help them, and I value relationships a lot.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I get too caught up with other shit, and then sometimes that could fall on the wayside. Of
course.
I have to remember to upkeep that
it'll
relationship.
constantly go that way too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we constantly go a lot to, like, all right, well, fuck, I just want to see a packed out schedule. And I want to see a busy schedule. I want to see this. And then, like, when you start focusing on that, you start nitpicking because it's not as built as you want it to be. And when you can, like, go back to, like, you know what? No. I just need to focus on one dinner at a time. I need to put one client at a time. I need to make sure that what I'm giving them right now is the best I can give them.
Yeah.
The fucking schedule fills up. People are always there. There's always things to do. There's always business that's coming in because you're taking the time to focus one at a time to make sure that they're getting what they're paying for from you. They're getting your attention. They feel seen. They feel like they're, you know, being accommodated for. Little simple things, you know, Saturday, I keep going back to it. 2 pregnant women. Hey, before we start, I have a 3-month-old. Is there anything you women also are having a hard time eating? We're going to cook your steak up a little bit more for you, just so you know the ice cream is pasteurized when we cook it, so the raw milk is okay for you, which it's okay for you anyway. But, you know, some people are uncomfortable with that. Whoa. But you know, things like that. We're going to be, hey, like, you know, are you okay eating bacon? Like, is there certain things that when you smell them, they trigger nausea, or they trigger this, like, because I just went through it with my girlfriend, and I understand what it looks like. So it's like those little things where you're focused on tonight, because you know there's 2 pregnant women, they're going to call you back again instead of me thinking about the file I have next week or whatever the fuck the case might be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, I think baby mama is a better description.
I don't like that. baby mama feels like we're not together.
I think that's the connotation.
Oh, is it?
I think
I
that's.
take it back. We move forward.
No, I think baby mom's gotten a bad rap. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree.
That's probably why we
I
think
agree.
that.
Dude,
That's
yeah,
probably
make
why
baby
we
mama great again.
Fuck,
Bring it back.
stupid.
Redefining baby mama Steve Servis here
Yeah,
on the
right.
podcast.
MBMMA.
You heard it first here.
I feel like future wife is stupid, and then baby mama is like we're fucking degenerates.
Dude,
You
you
know
just
what I
gotta
mean?
propose and just call her your fiance.
Exactly.
Just have
I
like
know.
a really long engagement.
Yeah,
Well, no,
exactly.
Like a 5-year long
We're
engagement.
gonna know because like we're just gonna go to the courthouse so I can get like some paperwork done so I can get like
You're-
independent.
The incentives.
You're literally arguing in favor of my argument.
Seriously.
So dumb.
We'll be engaged. We'll be married,
Saturday.
probably.
Live at the Doylestown courthouse.
For the consummation of Steve and Anna.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I
Exactly.
will literally become an ordained wizard or
know,
whatever
right?
you need.
I totally would.
I will go pay for the certificate
Yes.
tonight.
If you're a wizard,
Dude,
only if it's ordained wizard.
Yeah.
I'll find a place to ordain me.
I'm pretty sure you
just
can do it
pay for
online.
it.
Yeah,
I'm
you just
pretty
do it
sure you
online.
pay for it.
Yeah.
I want to ordain them.
I-
I
yeah.
won't have it, but that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I will do that too.
But you're best man.
I think I'm best fan. Yeah.
You can't do both.
Who says who?
Fucking who? Yeah,
Says
Yeah,
who?
says who? Yeah,
All-
right,
honestly,
well.
all these fucking wedding rules, I'm so tired of them.
Yeah, he's
Planning this wedding,
going through
I'm
it.
fucking so fed up with all
Four
of, like, the wedding rules.
grown men at a table
I know.
are not going to talk about wedding
No,
planning.
no, we're not. No, we are not.
I mean, are you included in your wedding planning?
Yeah,
Oh, I had absolutely nothing to do with it.
like a little too much.
Well, yours was like the way it fucking should be.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We had country.
Like changing a closet.
Country
and
wedding.
shit, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
like, that's
Ariel
that's what I
literally
wanted.
changed in the closet at the
Exactly.
brewery.
That's
Perfect.
amazing.
Sounds
That's what I
amazing.
want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
it was
we're not
the way
doing
to
that.
go.
We're doing
Your wedding,
the opposite of that.
I'm pretty stoked for your wedding.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's like probably one of the only weddings I've ever gone to where I'm like, this could be a good time.
Nice. Hell
It's
yeah.
gonna be fun.
Let's go.
That's
It's gonna
cool,
be fun.
man.
It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
I hope.
I hope.
Cape May will never be the same again.
It won't.
Hey, babe, I love you.
This
all right?
September.
If you hear this.
That sounds sick.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah, I think.
But yeah.
The hotel rented all the
Yeah,
rooms to
I-
us and didn't ask.
I did have something to say about fucking relationship building with the people, and I totally fucking forgot what it was.
It's important.
Yeah.
It is important.
It'll come back to me.
Again, I think so. Like, I guess, like, I think if you do that, and we see certain people too, we build a relationship with, that's her birthday, his birthday, their anniversary, their 2 kids' birthdays, their first date anniversary. Like, that can be 7 events in 1 year for just one couple. It's like same with you. Like, every time we want to do a promo for something, I call you. Every time we have something new coming out, I call you. Let's say we were doing the biggest party ever, I call you. Like, certain things like that where, like, you build a relationship, you're the fucking go-to guy. We are the go-to guys for some people. And, like, they reach out to us first. If we're busy, maybe sort of like call somebody else. But if they want to do something they're celebrating or something that's a milestone or whatever it is, like, we are the go-to people they call first because we built a relationship with them. And we've done multiple things for them. And we've proven to them that, like, we care for them and we care about their business and we care about just what they give to us. You know what I mean?
Well, do you record any of that information?
Somewhat. Again, not as much as I should be.
Yeah, it's something I've always wanted to do is just like create this just master.
You mean like anniversaries, birthdays, all that kind of shit?
Like I want to have recorded like your kids' birthdays,
Yeah, I don't
your
have that,
anniversaries, your birthdays.
I don't have that.
I
Like
think-
the date you moved into your house.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
shit. So like every year I can email you
Exactly.
and be like, "Yo, today's your home anniversary."
yeah,
exactly.
Something stupid
I
that you're
think-
constantly
really,
staying
I
top
think
of mind.
that goes into the whole CRM software we were talking about when we first started.
Exactly.
Is getting that, but then you have to obviously get all of those dates. And
You have to put them into an Excel sheet.
Well, when you
Yeah.
hear one, you just automatically have to be like, "I heard a date."
I know,
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
Ariel's really good at that.
Really?
I'm good at
I'm
not.
good at like knowing like, okay, this is so and so's 5th time. I'm
Yeah.
good at that. I'm good at like looking back, like have they had any of this thing on the menu before? But I'm not good at like, oh, their fucking anniversary is this day.
I'll give you for example, like last week somebody called me on my birthday that's like he's a gentleman that like I'm pretty good friends with now. And I definitely would love to get him on the podcast eventually. Very successful. Calls me on my birthday to like talk to me, like
Yeah.
has a conversation with
Yeah.
me. Like, and I know how busy this guy is.
Sure.
Then I'm like, dude, what are you doing calling me?
Yep.
Like, but like it's like he knew, and I know he's not on Facebook.
Like he
Yeah.
knows. the
So I
importance
know
of
at
it.
one point, like Ariel mentioned to him when like, or like somebody
Sure.
like somewhere in the world, like
He
was,
jotted it down.
and he just fucking quick
Yeah.
it and fan like, dude, done.
It is wild nowadays how, like, if I text you, happy birthday, Andrew, Siri is like, do you want to update Andrew's contact? And it'll have now, next year, it'll say, today is Andrew Mann's birthday.
Dude,
on
your
Apple. or
your
whatever.
So weird.
Siri's working a little harder than mine.
Yeah, mine
A
will do
lot,
that.
a lot of people, I text you happy birthday, Siri updates it, so your birthday is now that day. Oh, yeah.
So you're doing it automatically, dude. That's and like you hate AI, but there you go.
Yeah.
So AI serving you,
Exactly,
dude.
exactly.
It's already here to
I'll
take
take
over.
a little,
Just embrace
I'll take
it.
a little
dude.
dose of it, but
Shit's so weird to me.
it's weird, yeah.
Yeah, look at it as assistant intelligence.
I
not
know.
artificial.
Fuck out of here.
Oh, dude, I'll never do that. No,
I know
never.
my whole business will be that shit. 'Cause I justified it in some weird way.
Just coming in, there's like robots flipping and things.
Yeah,
right.
Nah, it's
Oh,
a fine
man.
line, man. It's a fine
Yes,
line.
there is.
No, for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
Can't go too crazy with it.
yeah,
Yeah, I think there's a balance with that.
definitely.
I think when people go full AI, it's just you lost it, you know.
Is that kind of be like Tropic Thunder, where you never go full retard?
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
yeah.
You
Well,
don't wanna
I
do
think
that.
what I was going to say earlier,
It's back.
people are dying for authenticity.
Yeah.
They're dying for human connection.
Yeah.
They're dying for people to be themselves.
Yeah.
So you're a perfect example of it. Selling clothes, doing all that kind of shit. They want the real you. They want the real Andrew building a house. They want the real us when we go into their homes. Like we only do well because when we go in, we're not putting on a show. Like we do,
The
but like
only thing we change is more or less profanity.
yeah,
That's it.
that's literally it.
You know what I mean?
It's literally it. Like people are dying for that shit. I think we do well because we don't ever change who we are.
Yeah.
There's never an off day of like us being different. Like
Yeah.
when we come, it's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. We're gonna
Yeah.
fucking laugh. We're gonna tell stories. We might curse a little bit,
sure.
whatever. Like, and it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
And people are literally dying for that.
Yeah.
Because everybody nowadays seems to be so polished.
Well, like doesn't everything that you get in your inbox seem to be like some
fucking scam.
AI curated bullshit scam or something?
Yeah.
Like at least for me, unless it's an actual inquiry.
Because you're
everything
always
I
on those
get-
assless chaps websites. That's what happens, man.
Exactly.
You're surfing
Look
the
at too many
internet.
fucking
You're so you need to look into a VPN. You're surfing the internet unprotected.
Yeah, seriously.
But no, it does seem like that always. It seems like everything is automated to give a certain follow-up on a certain day, to email you again, to remind you about their SEO product, to remind you about this, to remind you about that. And it's like, it just seems to me so unauthentic. You know what I mean? I can tell some bullshit software made this, and it had it programmed to go out every X amount of days. And bro, I've got the same follow-up from you. I've never once answered. I got the same follow-up from you 10 times. I never answered you before. So what are you talking about? To our previous conversation, like you're just fucking saying this through AI. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So things like that where I feel like it feels very, again, ungenuine, unauthentic, something like that. The only time we'd get into it would be something where it would be having an Excel sheet or something that's reminding you of, hey, it's so-and-so's birthday. Hey, it's so-and-so's anniversary. It's this person's this. I just started actually, again, I just found my first notebook from when we first started. So like, from 3.5 years ago. So going back to hit those people up. It's like, hey, we haven't seen you in 3 years. We've done a lot of changing and improving since then. Is there anything you want to celebrate soon? Or do you want to just try the service again? Do you want to just see what we've been up to? Do you want to catch up? Do you want to do blah, 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 blah? But I think when I type that out, it feels different than if I had a fucking AI software just sending, hey, I haven't seen you in 3 years. You want to book a dinner? You know what I mean? Like when I say, hey, we were there celebrating your, grandmom's birthday on this date, and actually I have that exact same date available for you if you want to recreate that same memory. I think that goes a little farther than just saying, hey, here's your fucking AI bullshit software. That's fucking, you know what I mean?
Dude, if you're actually doing that,
I am
that's some
actually doing that.
serious
Oh, yeah.
sales.
Yeah.
I am
salesmanship.
actually doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Take notes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hell
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like that's like my job, and his job is to do the 5 Instagram posts.
Yeah.
I do 5 follow-ups. I
Yeah.
book something like that every week, and he does the 5 Instagram
Yeah.
posts.
And then he automates it. And
I fucking wish. I mean, the hardest thing about it is just like we don't ever have our phones out at the events because I don't ever want our guests to see us on our
like,
phones.
what was it like in kitchens when you were there? Like, yo, you never were on your phone, right?
Yeah,
They
never.
never let you be on your cell phone. You know what I mean?
Or you get, I mean, I've yelled at so many cooks for being on their phones. Like, the last thing I want to do is be on my phone.
Yeah.
So, like, trying to create content of us cooking is hard to do when I don't want to be on my phone.
Yeah.
We're getting over it a little bit.
We're getting better
I got
at it.
tripods and shit like that. So, like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
getting a little easier. But, like, it took 3 years to do that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, but you can-
without hiring a photographer or
Yeah,
whatever it may
yeah.
be. But it's not always in the budget.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know,
but you gotta think. I mean, this is part of.
Exactly.
I have to
That's-
show this out. So
that's one of those things we have to
kind of
get
justify
over.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Justify it a little bit.
Yeah,
'cause it's
exactly.
important.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, dude, it is important.
What the fuck? Why you looking at me like that?
Posting online and shit.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I recently just posted for the first time on my business page.
Really?
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, because
Well,
Like 4 months, bro, your first time?
dude.
yeah.
yo, fucking up.
It's crazy I made it far enough without doing that. 4 months in
Yeah,
without.
that's pretty good. That's pretty
Yeah,
good, dude.
yeah.
That speaks volumes about
I mean,
you.
I'll say though, it is cool, like, and seeing it's fucking stupid, but like just being consistent.
Yeah.
dude, we reached thousands more people now.
Yeah.
Like I watched it change in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, where like at first you're kind of deterred. Oh, I'm only reaching X amount of people. This fucking sucks.
Don't worry about that.
And then like
yeah, I know.
The construction one, though, like construction businesses, they do well for me.
Yeah.
The podcast analytics, even if you post regularly, something's up with that.
really,
Oh,
you were
yeah.
showing me analytics. I think last year that were off the fucking chart though.
Oh yeah, that's probably
I swear it was for the No Prisoners though.
it's probably YouTube.
Could have been.
I swear it was
the
Instagram.
shorts.
I swear it was Instagram.
Well, I mean, like the last couple months for Instagram has not been.
Like you were
Dude,
reaching like
I
fucking
feel like
40,000
You mentioned
people
it,
and
bro.
stuff. Like
You mentioned it, and I swear to God,
Yeah.
it's the fucking thing.
yeah,
And because we're the same way, I don't pay for ads. We don't pay for anything sponsored. We don't pay to be on the free fucking service like social media.
yeah.
And I feel like because of that,
I think I paid for the ads.
said
and
this to
and
us.
it messed up my views.
yeah, because you
Yeah.
stopped paying for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said it to us too, and I was like, yo, you know what, bro? I think after you saying that, like after they realize that we don't pay, like we don't, from right now to probably 6 months ago, like we're more consistent, but we're getting less views. We're getting less
Yeah.
likes, we're getting less comments, we're getting less views. It's just like maybe now they're probably a little more organic. They're probably a little more like real. I don't know kind of how to say that, but we're actually probably getting people in our area actually seeing it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely way down than it was because again we don't fucking pay for anything. I don't care to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some part of me thinks that when you pay for it, it's like drugs. Like you got to come back
Exactly,
and get
exactly.
more,
Yeah.
get more.
Bro,
like-
I don't doubt it.
and
at
then
all.
like once you're paying for it, and then you're like, oh, organic's just not the thing.
Yeah, exactly. I don't mind any part of that.
And yeah, I feel like at that point, like we always kind of say, like you're now the product, and they're not
Yeah.
using you because you now have to pay to get a certain amount of.
I kind of like
traction.
paying though, because I like there is a target audience you're trying to achieve,
Sure.
and paying for it is your organic likes. There's tons of people liking
Yeah,
your
no, I
dinners that
agree.
can't afford your dinners.
No,
Sure.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure, for
So
Yeah.
like hopefully they tell someone who can afford it.
Yeah.
But really, if you could figure out, like if you guys could hire or afford a professional, I don't even know who this would be, but I know they exist, that would come in and they would just be like, all right, this is your target market.
Yeah.
And like we're gonna target these specific types of things.
Yeah.
Like they can
Yeah. I mean,
wild stuff.
it is cool
But
that
you guys are using that one guy.
Yeah, Cordell.
Yeah, Cordell. Yeah,
He's
he's
the
the man.
man.
I mean, it is cool even on Instagram when you do like the boosted posts
Yeah.
that like you can pick your audience, you can pick
Yeah.
the age, you can pick where it's at. Like,
Yeah.
whenever I do that, we'll reach an audience of like 8 million people.
Yeah.
Or like it'll say like, oh, your target audience
Now,
is
yo,
up to 8
hold
million
on,
people.
hold on. While it comes to my
But there's
mind,
only 430,000.
Hold on,
Well, I'll
Bible.
do like
Hold on.
New York and everything else.
I
like,
do
or
want to
all over the
I
fucking
do want to
place.
say this. After sitting down with Cordell in our last meeting earlier in January to go over, like, we just started paying for ads. Like, he runs ads for us now
Yeah.
on different pages and local pages and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah.
He was telling us that on Google, we had a Google ad running. I think the budget was like $750 or $1,000, something like that for Google. And he was literally showing us that there was 2,000 impressions or something like that, but only 230 profiles. And he's like, yo, I literally think that Google is using bots to run up your clicks for your ad campaign. How do you fucking combat that?
So like the fucking local market
Guns.
is where it's at.
Like
guns,
that, exactly.
yeah, fucking
I'm just
guns.
saying, like, how
Start a
wild is-
podcast, spend a bunch of money
Yeah.
on cameras and light, and try and make friends with somebody who knows what they're doing and editing.
Exactly.
And don't pay for ads.
Like
Yes.
how
Start a
wi-
podcast.
How
Yeah.
wild is that? I'm paying a certain amount of money, and Google is now using bots to fucking devalue the money that I put into
Yeah.
it.
That's wild. And also, don't
fucking
start a
bullshit.
podcast. It's a lot more work than
Oh, I would never.
I gotta pee.
yeah. We should, or we're probably wrapping it up.
Yeah.
We'll let it go. We'll let Steve out. We'll let Steve out.
Wrap up.
But yeah, he's gonna pee.
Yeah.
We've probably been here for a long time.
Really? What, like an hour?
Doesn't feel like
a little
it.
over an hour?
14.
Hour 14.
14.
Yeah, not too
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I know we could go for 3.
Oh, no
Yeah,
problem.
dude.
I know
we
we
can hammer
could.
for
Yeah,
three.
we'll talk with you
No
boys
problem.
forever.
Yeah.
But
seriously.
yeah, what do you guys want to leave us on here? What's
Honestly, go to Bucks Happening.
Same thing, yes.
Vote for us for best chefs.
Yes. Best chef, please. Right now we're second behind our boy Kyle at the Perk.
Yeah, we're crushing the catering category, but please help us win best chefs in Bucks County.
Yeah.
Aside from that, man, we're just trying to crush events this year.
Yep.
Do a lot more.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
things. Yep.
Yeah.
Big food, big things. Fucking
Definitely
good shit.
We served like over 1,000 people last year.
Trying to do fucking 2,000 this year.
That's
Yeah.
sick, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So, yep.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks everybody for listening. We do appreciate when you share us with your friends,
Yeah.
like our posts, subscribe to the YouTube, Spotify, or whatever you're listening on. Just hit that follow button. It takes like
Yep.
3 seconds off your life.
Yes.
Less than that.
Not even, yeah.
We need your support. It also makes us feel better because we're all like tied into this social credit score.
Exactly.
Like I'm literally
Yep.
living on your likes. If you don't like crying at home,
Crying in the shower, dude.
yeah. I mean, it's a hard life
you,
we
bro.
live. We're,
Fucking is. That's the truth.
it's true. We're slaves to the likes.
Uh-huh.
So go hit the follows, likes. We got the happy hour at the end of the month, which is
Yeah.
actually next week,
Oh, yeah.
which theoretically is possibly tomorrow if
Yeah.
you're listening to this.
Yeah.
Come out tomorrow.
Come through tomorrow. Rain or shine.
Let's
happy
go.
hour upstairs. Sponsored by Wolf Container Service.
Nice.
Ryan Miller, legend of a guy, good friend of ours. Trying to support his new endeavor. Come out. Servis Events. Servisevents.com.
Service-events.com.
Service-events.com.
And that's SERVIS.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
But if you don't know how to spell it, you're not on the end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this
Figure
was
it out.
Nic, Steve, Andrew, and Gilmar. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.